What's good, everybody? AB Media 83 here, and welcome to AB Daily. Today, we're going to be talking about Ron DeSantis, Petty Fanny, and unfortunately, the state of the economy. Before we get started, I would like to say rest in power to Dr. King's youngest son. Unfortunately, Dr. King's youngest son passed away, so send your thoughts and prayers to Dr. King's family. Now, with all that being said, let's start with the good stuff. For those of you who have been living under a rock, Ron DeSantis, or as I call him, Ron the race grifter, has dropped out of the Republican presidential race. He has dropped out of the Republican presidential race. Now, quite frankly, I'm not surprised, and this was expected, despite the fact he came in second place in Iowa. But I am not surprised whatsoever that Ron DeSantis, of all people, um, now he says he suspended, keyword, suspended his campaign. But in all essences, he's dropping out and endorsing Donald Trump. So once again, as I said, I am not surprised by this whatsoever. He's lucky he got a second term as governor. He he's lucky that the Democrat parties ran a total dud named Charlie Crist against him back in 2022. And if you don't believe Charlie Crist is a total dud, a lot of people forget Charlie Crist was, believe it or not, the Republican governor of Florida way back in the day when Obama was still in office. Then he switched to the Democrat Party after a few years, and then lost to Rick Scott, the a former governor. I think he's still a senator, if I'm not mistaken, but he lost to Rick Scott. And I'm sorry, but anybody that loses to Rick Scott should stop running in politics. Why do I say that? And yes, Rick Scott is a Republican. Why do I say that? Before Rick Scott got into politics, he was the head of a pharmaceutical company that I gotta look up the exact story, but he got fined for defrauding the government with a pharmaceutical company, and Democrats found a way to lose to this motherfucker more than twice. Now, to be fair, because I'm equal opportunity over here, I can't totally bash the Democrats because the Republicans, in their infinite wisdom, decided to have this dumb motherfucker run their Senate campaign and in 2022. And who runs the Senate now? Oh, right, the Democrats still running the Senate. Oops, did I say that out loud? Yeah, I got smoke for the Republicans too. Okay, let's not get it twisted. But yeah, Ron DeSantis is stepping down and it's endorsing Donald Trump. So it's well, it's between Ninrata and Donald Trump. Ninrata Haley and Donald Trump, and most likely Donald Trump's going to win. That is what it is, and I'll let y'all up in a minute. I just want to get through my stories here, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow because tomorrow is the New Hampshire primary, and it'll be interesting to see what happens on the Republican side. It'll be also to be interested to see what happens on the Democrat side. For those you don't know, on the Democrat side tomorrow, Joe Biden is not on the ballot. No, that's not a misprint. No, that's not misinformation. Joe Biden is not on the ballot because Democrats decided to make a clusterfuck out of their primary season. Take that however you want to take it. Now, let's talk about Fani Willis for a minute. And as you can see by the title, Petty Fanny. Why do I say that? Well, it turns out the story is much more juicier than we first believed. For those you don't know, Fanny's in trouble right now because she allegedly had an affair with one of her prosecutors. Let me rephrase that. She had an affair with one of her married prosecutors. So she got that mess to deal with. Now let's not get it twisted. This doesn't mean that they still don't have a case against Donald Trump. But that's neither here nor there. The optics of this does not look good for Fani Willis. Well, I later found out today is Fani has come out and talked about this, and believe it or not, she's attacking her lover's estranged wife. No, once again, this is not a misprint. She actually attacked her lover's estranged wife, saying that their marriage was pretty much saying that their marriage was already over because she cheated too. I was like, okay, but yeah, that's not a misprint. That's not misinformation, as some people might try to tell you. Fannie Willis came out against um, her lover's estranged wife, as the estranged wife has called out Fannie Willis as well. So basically, we have a verbal cat fight going back and forth with them, and yeah, can't make this shit up. Now, for my last topic, well, if you listen to some people, they claim, "Oh, Biden's economy is doing so great. We're adding jobs, unemployment lows. Biden's economy is doing great, right?" So, is that why Greyhound buses stations are shutting down now? Oh, the economy is doing so great, right? And being bought up by people. Is that why the housing market is completely out of control? Oh, don't take my word for it. Oh, please don't take my word for it. You think I'm misinforming you? Just look at the video and the article that is in the description. If you think I'm misinforming you, the housing market's so bad because all these hedge funds are buying these houses up and making rent out of control. Democrats, to their credit, have come up with legislation to deal with this situation. Now, whether it passes or not, that's up to them. And I'm sure if they don't pass it, they will come up with an excuse. Oh, the Republicans wouldn't let us do it. Wah. But we'll see what happens. So that's enough of me talking. Y'all want to come up here and talk to me about the stuff that I just discussed? You could do so now. And by the way, like, share, subscribe, and hit the Cash App and support the show. Copy, paste. Here we go. The Cash App is pinned to the top. And if you want to come up there, there's the link. Excuse me. But yeah, Fannie Willis and her lover's estranged wife have pretty much got into a verbal cat fight. They're staging blows back and forth. Oh, one more thing. Fannie Willis said all this is happening because of racism. Okay, how I would like somebody to explain to me how racism made you sleep with another woman's husband, whether they were having problems or not. So you're saying racism made you sleep with another woman's husband? Really, Fani? Really? Mm, mm, mm. Now, I don't know how some black women operate, but I'll make it very simple for you. I don't do married, plain and simple. I don't care how much. I don't care how much you and your husband have problems. You better take your ass to counsel. Don't bother me. Leave me alone. And let's not create good publicity. I'm not gonna be. I'm not being a hypocrite about this. I got some fine ass married friends, but with that, but I'm sticking to my guns. I don't do married. I don't mess with married women. Take that however you want to take it. You don't know about you don't want your wife cheating on you. Don't mess with married folk. Don't want your husband cheat on you. Don't mess with married folk. Now I know. Good luck telling these side chicks this, but you know that's neither here or there. But yeah, that yep, Fannie Willis is not helping her case, in my opinion, by calling out her lover's estranged wife. She's not helping her case at all. But you know, what did I know? I'm just another Jermaine, probably another Jermaine to her, and she probably gonna blame me for her problem anyway. You know the old saying, it's Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done. Oh wait a minute, I'm sorry. It's Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done. By the way, if y'all ever saw that video, you could tell that that's the kind of heifer that blames Jermaine for everything she did. That's the kind of heifer that blames you for everything she does wrong. But you know, yeah, that's the news. Ron DeSantis has officially dropped out. Unfortunately, Dr. King's youngest son has passed away, and I just heard that the Supreme Court ruled that Joe Biden can take down the barbed wire at the border. So, um, I guess um, be prepared to deal with more migrants coming through the border. And pray to your God of your understanding that the border situation gets handled peacefully, because the governor of Texas and Joe Biden have been going back and forth about that border. Yeah, all right. Peace, good brother. You ain't lying about that. This is one of the craziest election cycles in history. But yeah, I couldn't believe that stuff I heard about Fani Willis going after the estranged that dude's estranged wife. I'm like, good lord. Especially them juicy details that that she cheated first. I was like, wow, the plot thickens. Um, I was watching listen to a sister on TikTok. She said, "Look, yeah, Shonda Rhimes couldn't have wrote a story this good." But that's the world we live in. Yeah, but Ron the race grifter has dropped out. I'm not surprised whatsoever. And Nikki Haley will probably either drop out for South Carolina or after South Carolina, depending on how well she does in New Hampshire, of course. Hey, what's going on? Snowman. We got Snowman in the building.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
You really can't, man. I was
And
like, damn, she actually went after went after the strange wife. I was like, oh shit.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Can't make it up, man.
Kevin,
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
this is I think it was Art Newstall who just commented and said this is the weirdest election cycle.
Yes, it is.
Ain't that the truth? 2020's got nothing on this one.
I mean, look, man. I wasn't. When I first heard the story, I was like, okay, she slept with a married man. So what? That happens all the time in those kind of circles. But all the drama that's come with it, I was like, okay, sweetie, you're not helping your case, and you know that, right?
Does the TV show Scandal mean anything to you? Because this has come to life. I laughed at.
Oh, that's right. She was a side chick to a bunch of dudes. I forgot about that.
I rest my case. I
mean, damn, I didn't even think about that. You could compare it to Scandal. I never thought about it that way. But
Think
right.
about it, man.
I never watched Scandal like that, but I got the gist of the show.
Listen, I haven't laid one eye on that show, and I've had so many people talk about it. But
yeah,
it's Scandal come to life. And it's never been, and the dirty laundry in politics has never been this wide open, ever.
Orders out front and blunt.
And loud.
But I almost fell up my chair when she said, all this is coming out because of racism. I was like, hold on, wait a minute, sweetie. So
what is that? What the fuck is that?
I'm like,
once again.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
And my only question with that is, so racism made you sleep with a married man? Is that your final answer, ma'am?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
I mean okay.
You fool!
Yeah.
Did I hit the right one this time?
You fool!
Yes.
Once again.
You fool!
And while I'm ahead, let me talk about Nimrata Haley for a minute. For those you don't know, Nikki. Yeah, Nikki Haley.
You fool! Oh, this ought to be good. Go for it.
Nikki Haley's actually in deep shit with the voters because they figured out that, she wants to raise your retirement age to 70.
Hell, I'm technically retired already, but
she wants to raise the retirement age to 70.
I'm kind of semi-retired already.
Oh, and
given my physical. Given my physical.
Turns out it gets better. I found out about her this weekend. Allegedly, she cheated on her husband too.
You fool!
Yeah.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
What in the all types of blue hell?
Excuse me, bitch.
And as I've said before, I got smoke for both sides. You can never say I don't have smoke for the other side.
You know why I love coming up on your panels? Because you do have smoke for both sides. You hit one side with a
tiger
and the other side with an
uppercut.
That's what I do on my morning show 5 days a week, and yet I'm called biased for many reasons.
I mean, as I said in my last show, I don't pick on Republicans much because, quite frankly, it's easy.
They pick on them.
That's easy. It's easy to pick on them.
They pick on themselves.
All you got to do is look at Margie Taylor Greene every week. It's easy to pick on them. Seriously.
They make it too easy. They make it. You know I love Bugs Bunny,
Yeah.
right? You know I'm a Looney Tunes fanatic.
Yeah, so am I. Doc.
And everyone who knows Looney Tunes remembers the fabulous voice of Mel Blanc.
Mm-hmm.
With what you just said, and I want you to repeat that. Repeat that sentence, please, about Haley. I got to hear it again.
For those of you who haven't heard, apparently Nimrata Haley has cheated on her husband.
Now I invoke Bugs Bunny. I must be dreaming. It couldn't be this easy.
Oh no, this is easy. She also said this is not a racist country.
Bugs Bunny again. This you gotta see to believe.
So is that why I'm just now in 2024 learning your real first name, Nimrata? Is that so? Racist doesn't exist, Tom. So you're saying with a straight face you could have run as Nimrata and won the governorship of South Carolina? Is that what you're saying, Nimrata?
Sir Al, may I?
Yeah.
You fool!
You fool.
You fool!
Give me this.
Party on smoke!
You know what?
You know what? I gotta shout out BGS because PGS was right.
Mm-hmm.
How are these Indians getting elected? Now I see what you're talking about. Now,
Man,
like, how are these Indians getting elected? Good Lord!
BGS called this a while ago. You know what I mean?
You like, you like Republican? Them kind of white folk don't like Indians like that.
Exactly.
Look how they treated. Look how they treated. Oh boy, Vivek Ramaswamy.
Come on!
That's all I gotta say.
They brushed him aside like he's a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he said some good shit. He said some good stuff during the debates, but you know, didn't do him any good in the Republican field. So,
Sure didn't. Doggone it.
And I'm interested to see what's going to happen tomorrow because I've seen all kind of polls about tomorrow. Some people have Trump and Nikki Haley tied, and other polls have Trump like 15 points ahead.
You know what I say?
I'm likely to believe the latter, but you know.
You know what I say to that whole race? To anyone that goes up against him.
Oh yeah. Speaking of New Hampshire, I got to talk about the clusterfuck that is the Democratic primary.
Speaking of clusterfuck, I have the perfect sound for you before you talk about that, and this applies to this entire election cycle. It seems like both sides of the same coin are closing their eyes and doing this.
Yep.
Find the lie.
I can't. I mean, I literally can't. Joe,
that's all I gotta say. Find the lie.
I'm not believe me when I tell you, I'm not misinforming you.
Right.
Joe Biden is not on the New Hampshire ballot. And now let me explain this cluster. Let me try my best to explain this clusterfuck.
Because it is indeed a clusterfuck, a big one.
Earlier, probably mid to late last year, Democrats decided that Iowa and New Hampshire weren't going to go first. That South Carolina was going to go first. Now, this makes absolutely no sense for several reasons.
Boom!
South Carolina is clearly
South Carolina.
Yes, South Carolina is a red state, and Joe Biden has no chance in hell of winning that state in November. But now there is some context to this.
Mm-hmm.
I want South Carolina to go first because back in 2020 when Bernie was ahead,
Mm-hmm.
um, everybody's favorite sharecropper and fish fry, Jim Clyburn, came out and endorsed Joe Biden, and Joe Biden won South Carolina, and his momentum never stopped. And now, hence Joe Biden's your current president. So their bright idea was to start with South Carolina, and
South Carolina. Start with Art Newstall. This is for you.
Come on!
now,
They start with South Carolina.
yep. Now, New Hampshire Democrats said, "Look, it's literally in New Hampshire's constitution that they have to go first."
Mm-hmm.
So, and on top of the fact that Republicans run the state, and they ain't gonna allow us to change it.
Right.
So we're still going first.
South Carolina.
So Jamie Harrison, who's a black male who runs the DNC,
Black
and
man.
infamous wisdom. Notice I said black male.
Yes. Yes. I caught that. And that is brilliant. That is fucking brilliant.
And infinite wisdom said, "Okay, um, New Hampshire delegates aren't going to count because they're having a primary tomorrow."
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh no, it gets better. It actually
How?
it actually gets a little worse. Um,
Again.
apparently a week ago, somebody in the Democrat Party got a brain and said, "You know what? It's not going to look good if Joe Biden loses New Hampshire, even with all our shenanigans. So maybe we should start a write-in campaign for Joe Biden." No, I'm not kidding. They're now pushing a write-in campaign for Joe Biden in New Hampshire in a Democratic primary.
Kevin.
Yes, please.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
If somebody, as hard as I am on the Democrats,
Mm-hmm.
Lord knows I'm hard on the Democrats.
Yep.
Somebody would have told me,
That.
forget. If somebody would have told me a year ago that they would make this much of a clusterfuck out of their own damn primary, I would have looked at them like they was crazy.
Mm-hmm. I know you would have.
But then again,
Who are
I
we
learned-
talking about? But then
I
again, who are we talking about?
I found out watching the Lefty channel. I found out that Democrats have stated in court because they got sued when Bernie lost the first time.
Mm-hmm.
They got sued by some of their voters. They stated in court that we as a party have a right to choose our nominee and fuck the voters in a court of law. We have the right if we want to go in the back room and choose the nominee. We have the right to do so. They literally argued that in the court of law.
I have two sounds for that.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
And
Come on!
I'll add a third.
You fool!
And I'll be right back.
But yeah, they argue in the court of law that they have your vote doesn't matter, and if they want to pick a Dixiecrat with dementia and run them for president, they can do so. All the primaries are just for show. Don't believe me? In Florida, you don't even get a choice. In North Carolina, you don't even give it a choice. There's a couple other states that you don't even get a choice of Dean Phillips or Marion Williamson, the other people running for office. Yeah, Joe Biden's your pick. Joe Biden's your nominee. They don't even give you a choice. He's the only name on the ballot in those states. I know, confusing, right? But this is the clusterfuck that Democrats have chosen to run with. I wouldn't wish, and trust to believe, I would wish this clusterfuck on any political party. But um, this is what the Democrats have decided to do to themselves. And as the Godfather said, you can't make this shit up. All right. Hmm. Interesting. That's an interesting strategy. We'll see what happens. Just waiting on Snowman to come back. But yeah, that's what your Democrat Party is doing right now. And don't worry, the Republican Party ain't much better. Hell, some of the Republicans are trying to get rid of Trump too. But the problem with the Republicans is they have no choice. Their base has spoken, and the base is falling in line behind Trump, not the establishment of the Republican Party. And they've pretty much told the establishment, and in my opinion, they pretty much told the establishment of the Republican Party to go kick rocks. So, Republicans, you want to get elected, man, I suggest you follow Donald Trump's lead. If you want any chance of getting elected at all, at least by Republicans. Now, in general, that may be something different. Depends on what Trump runs on and how he runs his campaign. And as I said before, I don't know if Trump's going to win or not. We have to wait and see. And we still got a little bit till November, and a lot of things can happen within 10 months. So right now, we just got to wait and see what happens. But yeah, as I said at the top of I said about 30 minutes ago, Ron DeSantis has dropped out, and I'm not surprised whatsoever. Fani Willis is calling out her lover's estranged wife, and turns out Nikki Haley cheated on her husband. This is one of the craziest, scandalous election cycles I've ever seen. But if anybody else want to come up and talk about this, you can do so now. All I gotta say is, don't look at me. I couldn't make up this these election scandals if I tried. And by the way, like, share, subscribe, hit the cash check, and support the show. I couldn't make this stuff up if I tried, man. Cash App link is at the top. It's, Cash App link is pinned to the top. Interesting. You said New Hampshire's a purple state. That's interesting because listening to some butthurt blue no matter who knuckleheads, they claim New Hampshire is a red state. Hmm, interesting. I wouldn't know because I don't really keep up with New Hampshire politics a bit, but I'll take your word for it. I have I have no idea to answer your question.
Okay, I'm back. Did I miss anything?
No, not really. But there's been a crazy election cycle, and
And it's gonna get crazier.
yeah.
It's going to get nuttier. I
Oh,
mean,
congratulations to your 49ers.
thanks. I
And
yelled. I yelled my brains out Saturday night.
did the wife forgive you?
She did. Actually, she was. Actually, she was cheering with me.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
went. I went to
It
bed and
is,
she said. I went to bed and she said they won, right? I said yes, darling, they won. She gave me a kiss and she says, "All right." Well, she
they
was
said they're
picking at
going to
me.
do against the
She was picking at
Lions.
me anyway.
I can't believe I'm saying this for the NFC Championship. How do you think the 49ers are going to do against the Lions?
Blowout City.
And you could correct me if I'm wrong. The Lions haven't won a playoff game in 32 years.
They have now won 2 playoff games for the first time in 32 years.
Damn.
And this is the second time they are ever going to the NFC Championship. Second time in history. The first time was 1991 and they got blown out by the Washington Redskins.
Wow.
Mhm. And in that game in 91, it was also on the road at RFK Stadium.
Mm.
As a matter of fact, while we're talking about it, real-time research, folks, let me see what the opening spread is for this game because last week's game, the Niners were favored by 10 and a half,
Mm-hmm.
and Green Bay covered that with a great game plan. But they threw Jordan Love threw 2 interceptions,
Mm-hmm.
and that settled that. The Ravens are favored by 3.5, and the 49ers opening line -7. Niners are getting a full touchdown,
Mm.
and they got the over/under set at 51. I might have to put a little cheese on that. I might have to put a little cheese on that game.
Hmm.
See what the wife says first, but I am covering both games on Sunday. I already wrote it down. Matter of fact, you know who wrote that down for me?
Who?
Jody.
Oh, okay.
Jody wrote it down. It's like listen, when you're married to somebody who's your best friend, they know you,
Yeah.
right? They know
Yeah.
you. And she basically said, I already know what you're doing Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I have you all to myself until 2:30.
Oh well. Yeah,
which
that's
I
how it
don't
goes
mind,
sometimes.
which I don't mind you, because
Mm-hmm.
she's probably gonna wind up, at least for the 49ers game, I think she's gonna come on with me.
Okay.
I think if I set things up, if I set things up in the kitchen, I think she'll come on with me. Being in here, where my
Mm-hmm.
current office is, it's going to be tough because there's not enough room. So she may come on with me on Sunday.
Okay.
Mhm.
Um. let's talk about Ron DeSantis for a minute. I'm not surprised he dropped out.
Just a moment.
What is that?
Pretty much.
What the fuck is that?
Ron DeSantis, reset, please.
Oh God. I've only picked up to hear that song one time, and it never gets out of your head.
Nope. When when someone played it for me, I told them like I had to have it.
Yeah, because
So this
I've only heard that song once in my that sound once in my life, and then it has
never
never
leaves.
left me. It's so annoying. I'm like, what the fuck? Is that?
As much as you tell it to
Get me out of here!
it won't leave. It won't leave.
But this little history of Ron DeSantis.
Uh-oh.
He was in Congress. Believe it or not, he was a congressman for a certain amount of years.
Mm-hmm.
Then he ran for governor against a black man named Andrew Gillum.
Uh-huh.
Now, here's the funny part. Andrew Gillum almost beat him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for Andrew Gillum, he's married and got caught in a room butt naked with a LGBT prostitute.
You fool!
No, better.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
You fool!
Now, actually, to a degree, I will defend his brother because, quite frankly, despite that scandal, I still think Andrew Gillum would have done better than Charlie Crist.
Charlie Crist. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This can't. Oh, okay. I spelled it wrong.
He has salt and pepper hair. Charlie Crist.
It's pronounced Christ, correct? His last name?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was former governor. He was like the governor for Florida for like 2 seconds.
For 2 seconds.
Then he switched to Democrat. Then he tried to run against Rick Scott and lost.
And that took care of that.
Yeah, and as I said before, any Democrat that loses to Rick Scott should
Kick rocks.
kick rocks and never run again. I say that because Rick Scott ran a medical company and defrauded the government. How you not beat that dude? I have no idea.
He ran.
He got charged with defrauding the government, and Democrats still found a way to lose this motherfucker more than once.
He said more than once.
And as I said before, I got smoke for the Republicans too.
Yes.
You know what the Republicans did in 2022?
Oh no.
You want to know one of the reasons why the Republicans don't have the Senate?
What's that?
Because they decided to let Rick Scott run the Senate campaigns.
Hold the fuck up. They decided what?
They decided to let Rick Scott dish out the funding for the Senate campaigns.
Don't!
Yeah.
Don't!
Oh, that's my favorite phrase from The Simpsons too. Don't.
I'm
I
sorry.
do that all the time.
I can't help it. I can't help it.
That's my favorite phrase from Homer Simpson too. Don't.
No.
Oh, well, that and when he drools over food. Sausage.
Donuts. Oh god.
Oh, crap!
Oh.
Oh, crap! Ah, damn it! Ah, crap! Ah, crap! Ah, crap! Ah, crap!
Damn, I ain't heard Mo in so long. Let's see. That was Mo, and that was Barney, right?
It was Mo, it was Krusty, it was Homer. And I think Barney was the other one. And by the way, for the Republicans and the Democrats,
Shut up, fool!
Yeah.
let me put it in Lewis Black's terms. It is my belief that the Republicans and the Democrats take some time off.
I wish that was so. That'll never happen.
I know it'll never happen. I know. Because if they took some time off, maybe the public will power up and overthrow their asses.
Hey, what's going on, neighbor?
Neymar, what's up?
Hey, hold on a second. Before we continue, to remix that old Chris Bass phrase, I have to say, what in the old types of Sammy Sosa going from black to white hell is this nonsense?
Damn, I can't even dispute that one.
Nor can it. I can't dispute
As
that.
as a person who has vitiligo, I have every right to say so.
Good.
Hell, in a situation like this, I might as well just let my nuts hang, you know? Have the reason to be extra cocky and extra ballsy up in this bitch. Excuse my French.
No excuses necessary. I use a little French myself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and
Sometimes I'll remix it Creole, sometimes I'll go Portuguese, sometimes I'll go Spanish. Whatever floats your boat.
I got something for AB to describe this cycle right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is that start to his
Wait a
song?
minute.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Brian,
Yes, sir.
you got three guys talking politics, three black dudes talking politics?
And competently.
You trying to tell me Ron DeSantis isn't the next Donald Trump here?
No, he's too
You
much of an
trying-
empty soup for that. He's too much of an empty soup for that. And a racist grip.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, we're not just talking about him. We're talking about how Fani Willis went after her boyfriend's estranged wife.
What?
No, you mishear me. Fani Willis went after her lover's estranged wife, and pretty much said that it's her fault they're getting a divorce because she cheated too.
Two wrongs don't make it right.
Oh no, that's not even the one I'm getting over. I'm getting over the one. She said all this came out because of racism. I'm like, okay, sweetheart, you opened your
What?
legs for
Time out. Back up. D says, hold the phone. Stop. Penalty flag on the field. Personal foul defense. What?
personal flagrant foul defense.
Uh-huh.
Wait. Snowman, you said it wrong.
She
Sorry.
said it because of what?
She said all of this is coming out because of racism.
Bugs.
You golden blank staggered black scoundrel and blinkety blank punk are you trying to do? Of all that low dirty.
And my only question
I
is,
would.
I'm like, okay, sweetheart, you open your legs for a married man because of racism? Really?
No, the fact that it was put out in that the business was put out there like that. Oh, by the way, Snowman, you said it wrong. Like that. You mean like that referee, that referee, Ron, what's his name, on a college football game? He said personal foul. He was giving him the business.
Oh yeah. That was back in the.
I sent you that clip.
I first heard that back in the 80s with a Jets game.
Yeah.
The New York frickin' Jets. He was
Oh, don't be
giving.
hard on Ryan McCarthy like that.
It's too easy. They keep getting the business.
They keep getting the business, just like I purposely say, "Oh yeah, Sarasota, Florida." Oh, I mean
Mhm.
Saratoga, New York. Uh-huh.
Rest in power to the
Yeah.
Lockwood man.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Or
Oh,
like or like the Wahoo, no, not Wahoo McDaniel, Jimmy Valiant. Woo, have mercy.
Boogeyman Jimmy Valiant. Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can blame Jim Cornette for that because I do listen to his podcasts, and he'll like
Oh,
to quote Jimmy Valiant every once in a while.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
I love Jim Cornette and his
You ever?
podcast. 'Cause he speaks the
Oh yeah.
truth.
The only problem for me is like he goes completely left with the ads and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you know where I got them crazy ass ads for.
Mm-hmm. They work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the new ad I brought out for Ryan McCarthy was pretty cool. It's called Stiff Shillelagh. The
I
stiffest
saw
and smoothest whiskey for any fighting Irishman.
I saw that. I saw that.
You know, like Jim Cornette, he's a butthurt blue no matter who, but I still love him.
Same.
But, yeah, he's a butthurt blue, but then again, it could have been worse. It could have
Exactly.
been worse.
True.
No, no, no. Ask me how.
How?
Ask me. Well, let's put it first. First of all, he's from Louisville, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
And you can
Picture
hear
him.
Wang.
Picture him wearing a University of Kentucky Wildcats basketball jersey.
Oh dear.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Nope. It won't. It won't.
He's a
He's
diehard Cardinal. Louisville Cardinal to the day he
he's a
died.
he's a diehard Cardinal fan.
Hmm.
Diehard Cardinal.
But he does have a point to say what he says. I know he's a butthurt blue, but then again, he's always been a registered Democrat. But he has his views on shit. And
Mm-hmm.
being from the South, you understand he's gonna say things a certain way.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
He's gonna say that he's gonna say things the true way is what he's gonna do.
Have y'all seen
Yeah,
that?
but he says in
Have y'all seen that infamous Wendy's video where he's
Yes.
cussing out the?
Yes. I've seen that.
I gotta check that out because I've seen the one where I've seen the promo he did where he started bleeding. He busted a blood vessel out of his nose and shit while wearing a white suit.
Damn.
Uh-huh.
I remember his fights I remember like he had that match with Paul Heyman back when he was known as Paul E. Dangerously. Back when he had
Yeah.
that full head of hair.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh wow, I didn't see that one. I'm sure I can find it.
this is early '90s
Okay.
before he got the extra jowls and became the walrus he was. He was still. This is before his butt and gut was one.
Oh God,
Oh,
Chris
As
Bass.
Bill as By the way, that's how Chris Bass describes Chris Christie. Your butt
Mm-hmm.
and gut
Your
becomes one.
gut becomes one.
Man, this guy's butt and gut have always been one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Christie dropped out a couple weeks ago. Probably should have dropped out
I,
4 or 5 weeks ago, but
Should have never got in. Should have never got in.
shit.
But yeah,
I'm just be glad one Ted Cruz is not running. But then again, he
Dear
knows
Lord.
he's playing his
Dear
position.
Lord.
Oh yeah, y'all. By the way, y'all think I'm hard on Democrats. Let me be let me be perfectly clear. I
Go
said this
for it.
back when he was running. Under no circumstances will I ever vote for Ted Cruz for president.
Hell no, that's sociopath. He's an actual sociopath. On top of that, I remember um, those of us who stand up for y'all for standing up for the vets and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's passionate about the vets like John Stewart, who talks about like there needs to be more done for the vets, especially those who suffered like respiratory ailments due to burner pits.
Right.
Instead of
Mm-hmm.
burning their shit, they would burn that shit. Ted Cruz, bald face, lied that it was the Democrats that were putting up all the restrictions and hindrances to that bill. John Stewart on his own show debunked that and put him on blast completely.
Yeah,
And you know he's not going
let me be perfectly clear. I've never really said this about any Democrat. Ted Cruz is a piece of shit, plain and simple.
I'll say it. Many Democrats I know are pieces of shit.
You got a lot of Democrat. You got, hey, I said this, or to use the quote Sergei Lavrov, the foreign minister of Russia, once said in the previous two elections. He said, "No, English is not my first language, but I believe." Hold on. Like he said to when he was interviewed by Cristiano Mampour during the 2016 election, he said, "I do believe there's a lot of pussies on both sides of this election."
Mm-hmm.
No lie to be found.
Or as
Not
the
whatsoever.
podcaster, or as the podcaster Dan Carlin has mentioned, in the past decade and a half, both parties, especially in Congress, are filled with a whole lot of geriatrics. A lot of those who at least had their AARP cards for at least 15, 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now wait a minute, name her.
Oh no.
Don't
I
talk
know.
about
I know
don't
what's coming.
no wait a minute no wait no you don't don't talk about Nancy Pelosi,
Oh
Jim
God, I knew it.
Clyburn,
I knew it. I knew it.
Maxine
You
Waters, Mitch
Chuck
McConnell,
Schumer, Mitch McConnell,
Chuck
uh,
Grassley,
uh,
what's another one?
Leslie Graham with all them jowls and that
Oh yeah,
questionable voice.
Lindsey Graham.
oh, jowls, dear Lord.
Don't talk about them like that. You know they've had their ARP car for like 20 plus
I
years.
I love you, AB, but you an asshole for that. I love you.
It's true
But he's a
though.
I
lovable
know it.
asshole.
That's why I'm laughing, because it is true. You an asshole for that. I love it.
Hey,
No,
hey.
wait a minute. I forgot. Don't
Go ahead,
talk
go
about
ahead.
our current president like that. He's had his AARP car for 20 plus years.
And he's been rambling ever since, long before that. He's
Wait.
demented. The other one is already a full. Actually, they're both narcissists, but one is a complete sleazeball.
And the other is
Oh,
a complete liar.
yeah.
Well,
And the other is a fucking liar.
let's be fair now, because they'll be
I
trying to
am
talk
being
about
fair.
misinforming you. Let's be
I
fair now.
am being, I am being
One
fair.
of our wait a minute. One of our current presidential candidates is a sleazeball, and one of them is a dementia patient.
Yes.
One's a sleazeball, the other's an asshole. I
And
am
they're
being
both geriatrics.
Oh, correction. One is a Dixiecrat sleazeball, and one is a Republican sleazeball. Hmm?
You stupid. I love it. You stupid.
You know, it's important. No, he's right about that. Because here's something people forget about.
Yes.
Here's something very people forget about. First of all, OC now is from Delaware, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now I got to relate this to professional wrestling. And I remember Jim Cornette explained this. Do you remember the tag team, the Briscoes? Jay and
Yes.
Mark Briscoe? Okay,
Yes.
they're from Delaware. And people always wonder why the hell they always had the stars and bars with. They always cared the stars and bars.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Cornette explained that that the Mason-Dixon line divides Delaware in half. So it's not so everybody west and south of the Mason-Dixon line in Delaware are considered part of the South, and they wear the Confederate flags like that. I don't
Mm-hmm.
agree with it, but I'm not shocked. That was just always part of their upbringing. But then again, but they're not. But they claim that they're not racist as hell. I'm like,
Right.
I'm sure, but you know what that symbol of that for? I mean, first time I've ever can I tell you something? The first time I ever saw the Confederate flag, you know where it was?
Where was it?
I was a little kid. I used to watch the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, okay.
Just a good old boy. Oh dear God, why is that so?
Yeah. This is the early '80s, so this is the mid '80s. So I had a lunchbox, the metallic lunchbox with a thermostat of that, and I never
when
understood
they
that.
were very, very popular.
Yeah,
And now
I didn't
Neymar,
know.
Hmm.
and now Neymar, I hate your guts for having that damn song in my head.
That's okay. I mean, the
And
dumbest thing I ever saw was a few years ago out here. Somebody, because people here, some of them, like one of them, they
Mhm.
was like driving their boat around here, and they
Yeah,
had the Confederate flag, and we were looking like that. What the hell?
dear Lord.
Yeah, up here in Norway,
Dear
I
Yeah,
Lord.
saw somebody. They call it the rebel flag, and they're like this part of the southern redneck shit. I'm like, no,
that's their you know them. That's their heritage. Is it called?
Heart.
That's their heritage.
Not the heritage.
in Scandinavia,
Uh huh.
That's their heritage now.
dude, there were, yeah, but they're like some 30-foot hick type,
And
hillbilly type,
you're surprised
and
why?
there was like reality shows. And there was a reality show about that shit. I was like, hey, hey.
I'll
And I
repeat
live in a
this.
small ass town where I got to deal with with some racism every once in a while.
Hell,
Trust and
hell,
believe.
hell, hell,
There's
hell, damn it, our politics are a reality show now. Oh, by the way, shout out to the mayor of Knoxville.
Mayor, okay.
when he's not, waving his arms and down to set off the pyros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, for those of you who don't know, the mayor of Knoxville is Kane, the wrestler,
Glenn Jacobs.
Glenn Jacobs.
Glenn Jacobs.
Good dude. I like him personally, but
Mm-hmm.
don't get it twisted. He's a good dude. I like him personally. He's actually very intelligent.
Yeah, Jim Cornette just put him on blast about some of his politics and whatnot. But he realized,
Yeah,
wait a minute.
who
Oh, I
cares?
get it. Wait.
He has his right to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be surprised how many wrestlers in professional wrestling are registered Republicans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vince and his wife are Republicans.
The
I just
Rhodes family,
saw.
they're Republicans.
I
Uh,
believe Taker's a Republican.
yeah, Taker
Yep.
is.
Taker is a
Taker is even
Republican.
a Taker is a
AJ
Republican. He's grown
Styles is a
into many
Republican.
everybody knows that what's their faces? The Young Bucks, they're Republicans, and they're from
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cucamonga. What's his name? Former guy who used to play
Five for Anaheim, Avufa, and Cook.
and Cucamonga.
Among
Okay, now I gotta bring up that cartoon right there, especially that one
I,
bit where.
I I said it to Jody one night when I came back
Mhm.
from taking my daughter to work, and she just woke up and fell out laughing.
Hmm.
And she
All
said,
right,
"Where
now
did
you want.
you get-"
Okay, now you got me mad. Now you got me mad.
She
Now
goes,
you
where
got me
did you?
mad, bro. Cause now I
Why?
gotta start saying. I got to break out in song, Brian. Cause I'm just looking at you and going like, oh, I'm simply just wild about Jaime, and Jaime is wild about me.
Oh God. Oh jeez.
What's going on, brother?
Guys, does it really shock you that the majority of the wrestling business is Republican? Really?
No.
Does it really shock
No,
you?
No.
No,
no,
No.
I will always defend Vince being a Republican because you cannot deny that CEO's ball. You cannot deny Vince's balls. That
Mm-mm.
dude gets that dude gets kicked. That dude for what almost 10 years got kicked in the nut. Well, probably 4 or 5 years got kicked in the nuts on national TV.
Every week.
and he got the grapefruits to handle it.
Yeah, no, and let's not forget, he stuck it to the government, didn't he? I thought Vince got away with. Didn't he? Didn't he get like exonerated with a steroid issue in the '90s? Like he didn't
I
get in
guess I don't.
trouble.
Yeah, I guess I haven't really looked into that, but yeah, probably.
94, and he kind of stuck it to like the sports commission by saying we're not a sport, we're not athletic, we're a sports entertainment,
Sports
as he said. That's
sports
why he tried to.
entertainment.
Yeah, no, but to me, like I think the older generation is Republican. I think as you get to my generation, I think the majority of these kids are younger, are Democrat, like younger Democrats and Republicans. Like the kids my age and younger are going to be Democrat. I think it's your guys is anybody older than like over 30 is probably going to be Republican, like you said, because that's
No, Anthony.
No, not
You
necessarily.
got to think Gen Xers, maybe millennials. Most of us have
Mhm.
gone more to the left.
What
Millennials are everybody from 40 and below, or for at least 43, no, 44 and below.
Hmm.
I thought anybody in their mid 40s is considered a Gen X.
No, Gen X is everybody born between 1965 up until 79. 1980s
That would
onwards
make me.
is millennials.
That would make me Gen X because I was born in 1972. That would make me
Yeah,
Gen X.
No, because
same year as The Rock.
I thought the generations are done by what depending on what year you, not the year but the month you were born. Like if you were born at the end of 79, I think you were considered you're still considered a millennial, like in the early
No,
Not
millennial.
exactly. No, no, Anthony. Anthony, have you ever heard of the term Zennial?
No.
Okay,
Yeah, I've
that's
heard. I've
okay.
heard that term.
Okay, a Zennial is basically everybody who was born between the late 70s and early 80s. That's from 76 till 85.
Okay.
This is basically the overlap between the two generations because you're talking about late half Gen Xers and first half millennials who have both Gen X and millennial tendencies.
hmm
Because this is a generation that came up in the 90s and
right.
into the 2000s. So those born from 76 up to 79, they are Gen Xers, but they have millennial tendencies. Those of us who were born from 1980 to 85 were millennials, but we have Gen X tendencies. So we're best of both
So
generations.
I'm
So if you
considered a
ever,
Gen Xer, kind of.
what year were you born?
Early 90s, like.
No,
No,
you're
you
not.
no, you're straight up millennial.
Oh no, my mistake. I was born August 28th, 1990.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you're a
millennial.
millennial. You're a millennial through and through. You have no Gen X tendencies. If you have any Gen X tendencies, maybe because you may have older cousins who are Gen Xers, or you may have
Yeah,
been
no, yeah, I have
you
cousins who are Gen X, the Zillennials, the ones that were born in the between what you just said, the late 70s, early 80s, right?
80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
they have the right combination of both generations. That's what it is. But there are those of you who are born like the last of the millennials and the first of the Gen Zs. You're called Zillennials. So you guys have a bit of both. You guys are a bit of both.
Hmm.
wait. So anybody born like 97, 90, my cousins would be considered Zillennials because they're in the middle ground between uh the early 2000s and
Yeah,
the late 90s and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. Because because they have both millennial and Gen Z tendencies. And by the way, millennials are also called Gen Y.
By the way, like, share, subscribe, hit the cash app, support the show.
So AB, is you are you in the middle ground between your generation and the previous, like where you were born? Are you right smack dab in the middle of the Gen Z, or are
No,
you
I'm between the Gen X and the millennials. I was born in '83.
wow, okay.
The year
I
that
thought
In
you
fact,
the
in
year
fact,
that
I made
Plinko
sure
did.
announcements now.
Here's my
It's my
game show
birthday
rep.
week. It's my birthday week. I'll be turning 41 on Thursday.
Oh, happy early
Happy
birthday!
41, baby.
Happy
You're an
41.
Aquarius?
Yes.
And since you
Oh,
were
you
born
like
in
Big Boy,
'83,
huh? Like Big Boy from Outcast.
and
Yep.
since you were
Aquarius
born
all
in
my life.
and since you were born in '83, the year that Plinko debuted.
What is that?
Plinko?
oh the first game for what is it called
The first playing of Plinko on The Price is Right occurred in '83, January
Okay.
3rd.
Oh, okay.
January 3rd. I just happened to
Okay.
find that today. All right, I'm gonna have to scoot. I got to get ready to take
All
Sonya to
right.
work, and I got to finish my week, getting all my
All
streams
right.
ready. I
Drive
might
bye,
safely.
Brian?
I might have some energy to do it tonight, but when I get back, if I'm like really tired, I'm probably gonna go fall out.
You do
But
that.
No, I'm about to shut down a little bit because I need to fall out too. I did a run today.
yeah. All
I don't know
right.
if the word pull out should have been used in this conversation like that.
I love you guys. Thanks so much. I'm out.
Okay. Woo.
But yeah, I was talking about pretty much talking about today. Ron DeSantis dropped out.
Good
Fani Willis,
night.
Fani Willis is messy as hell, and sounds like the economy is not looking too good. I found out bus stations are shutting down now.
What?
Honestly, I think bus lines. Honestly, I think the buses in general, like around where I live, we only have like 2 or 3 bus lines left. It, uh, all we have, like in terms of regular bus lines, we don't have many. We have those like hybrid bus lines and stuff like that. Like
Okay.
We're building more in Indianapolis, but I can't speak for the other places in Indiana.
Oh man.
you guys have a lot of hybrid buses now in Indy right now? Or
Yeah, despite the fact we're a Republican state, I live in a Democrat city.
An
yeah,
island
no,
of blue is sea
that's
of
how
red.
half of the big city. I noticed that with like half the big cities in these Republican states are Democrat. Like except for Miami's just a weird place, but Tampa, and Orlando and Jacksonville are Democrat. Are Democratic. The major population centers in Florida vote Democrat most of the time in major elections. It's the smaller and rural areas that vote. What is
Yeah,
it called?
Republican.
Vote. Yeah, vote Republican and stuff like that. I think that's in general in every state. I think the majority of the major population centers are Democrat, and everywhere around them is Republican and stuff like that.
yeah, that's pretty much how it works everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you're forgetting something about Miami. You know why it's so weird?
What? The Cubans?
No.
No, the Cubans
Bef-
vote Republican because they want they want to live through the older generation of Cubans. I don't know what it is. They like voting for a good. They voted for Trump like crazy, and they're gonna continue voting for him because they want
Anthony? Anthony,
what?
I hear what you're trying to say, but allow me to
No,
elaborate.
I grew up in Miami.
Okay. Okay. What do you know? What do you know about Miami? Do you know what Miami was in the 1980s?
It was all, yeah. My dad tells me stories about it. Like it was all the Mario boat lift and stuff like that, and shootings every single day, riots.
Have you ever seen the documentary series Cocaine Cowboys?
Yes. No, yeah, I've seen it.
Did you ever play the game Vice City?
Yeah.
You ever watch the show Miami Vice?
No, I've seen the movie Scarface.
Okay. You've seen the movie Scarface, but you gotta find the original of Miami Vice, not the when I say Miami Vice, I'm not talking about the movie that
Jamie
that
Foxx and
Colin Farrell did. No, that's not what I mean. I'm talking about the original series with Don Johnson and what's his name? Crockett and Tubbs. Don Johnson, what's his face did. That was
I think I
about
know.
the narcotics industry. And you remember
Yeah,
how everybody was dressed and everything.
I played Vice City.
Because because that city before all of that, it used to be, Florida was just known for retirement homes, especially in and around Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Yeah.
city is still built. It was built on cocaine money.
Yeah.
No, that's what people don't do. Like half of like the east coast of Florida was like that. Like from Fort Lauderdale, from Miami all the way to West Palm Beach was built off the drug trade and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the West Coast on my side where I live now was built off Ringling Brothers and stuff like that. Half of the cities were like circus stops.
Entertainment
Entertainment.
and such. You mean places like Orlando and such?
Yeah, like Sarasota, Tampa, Fort Myers.
Yeah, no, I've heard of. I know people have been to Tampa. I know folks who've been to Tampa. Yeah, a lot of WWE wrestlers they live in Tampa.
Yeah, because they moved down to Florida. They moved a performance center down
Yeah,
to Florida.
doesn't Christian live in Tampa?
I don't know.
Christian who?
The wrestler, Christian.
Yeah, he lives in Tampa. A lot of guys live in Tampa. Him. What's him called? The
Cena lives in Tampa.
Cena lives in Tampa. What's his name? Sami Zayn. Not the Usos. Not the Usos.
Roman?
The Usos. Roman, no, they don't live in Tampa. They all live in Pensacola because that's where they grew up and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, him
no.
and old girl live in Pensacola. Okay.
Yeah, they all live in Pensacola.
Half of the Samoan, his father owned a. People forget his father owned an independent company. Still owns and runs an independent company in Florida, wrestling company in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh,
and they travel around, but the home base is in Pensacola. Yeah, that's where the families, everybody. That's where the kids and everybody were raised. That's where That's where the current generation.
Are they almost equivalent to what you saw with WCCW with the Von Erichs, or not that? Not to that extent.
Not exactly. Not exactly. Oof. But what else?
Yeah, hey, AB. By chance, have you seen the Iron Claw movie?
No, I have not. That's the movie I want to go see.
Yeah, it's actually really good. I've seen it. Actually, it's really good. You might like it if you're a big wrestling fan. You're gonna like it. That's that's the most.
It goes over the Von Erich story, which is pretty sad.
The most tragic story in pro wrestling.
Oh yeah.
They're the cursed family of pro wrestling. Half of the family. The only brother that's alive is the one that has the two sons that are wrestling for AEW now. Kevin.
Kevin Von Erich.
Kevin's the only living Von Erich. His brother Kerry passed away, and all his brothers died of suicide and stuff like that.
They all took, except the oldest, David. He died of under suspicious circumstances in
They said it was a motorcycle accident. According to reports, it was a motorcycle accident, but
no, David died in Japan. The oldest David died in Japan.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. According to reports, it was a motorcycle accident in Japan.
Okay, I'm not sure, but anyway.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, AB. Are you good doing the show tomorrow?
I don't know. I might.
Okay. Yeah. Have a good night, guys.
All right.
Night. Have fun hunting. Hey, stay warm.
Hey, do you know if neighbor? Do you know if you said the Usos and Roman are where they grew up? But is that where Yoko grew up?
No, Yoko and everybody, they were originally from San Francisco, the Bay Area.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of the family members would relocate to Pensacola. So Sika would relocate to Sika, that's Roman's dad. That he relocated to Pensacola. Rikishi, he raised all his kids in Pensacola. Yoko would end up living with them for the final years of his life. He was living with them.
Oh, okay.
Afa, however, was living up in Pennsylvania, and him and Sika had like the Wild Samoan training facility, and that's where guys like Batista, Snitsky, and everybody came out of.
I miss Rodney because Yoko was the shit when he was going.
Yeah, he died. He died in his sleep. Because like.
Yeah, I just wish he could have got his voice under control. But that dude was the shit for a dude his size to move like that.
Yeah. Yeah. He left behind 2 kids.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he had kids.
I didn't know Rodney had kids, man. Damn. I know
he had kids.
Friends with Taker.
Bone Street Crew. Him, the Godwins, Rikishi, Godfather. Oh man, if you ever watched Table for 3, they had this one edition where it's a Bone Street Crew, where all the surviving members were there. And Mark Canterbury, aka Henry O. Godwin talked about this one time. They were driving. It was Paul Bearer behind the wheel, Takers in the passenger seat,
Mm-hmm.
and they were trying to get to this one place, and Mark Canterbury is sitting in the back seat. Then he leans forward and says, "You know what?" Because he knew that with the city where they were going to, Paul Bearer was dying to get trying to get to this one particular restaurant. So he said, "You know what? I'm in the mood for sushi when we get there. What do you think, Paul?" Paul just kept that proverbial stiff upper lip and just kept driving. He didn't want to
Oh
look at him. He didn't want to
yeah.
cuss him or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Another crazy story is that one time because there was like Rodney and Charles. By the way, Charles Wright, that's the Godfather.
Right. And
Charles
what was that character? Oh, Papa Shango.
Papa Shango, yeah. Anyway, Charles Wright, the Godfather, he's driving right. And he has Rodney in the back in the passenger seat.
Mm-hmm.
They're driving somewhere in the south, and and Charles and Godfather's bumping country.
Mm-hmm.
Yokozuna's just look at him. He just ejects the cassette tape out of the cassette tape player, throws it out the window, and then he looks at him and says, "You know you black, right?"
Oh my God. Yeah, for those of you who have never heard Yokozuna's real voice, that's just an Asian brother right there.
No, because they all grew up in the Bay Area, and they were,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them were coming up, and a lot of them came up, during in the mid '80s. They came up in the mid '80s, and they lived in like rough areas, man.
Yeah,
Samoans, Polynesians, a lot of them were all involved in the gang life and shit.
yeah,
Booyah Tribe down in Carson City, California. They were Pirus. You had some were involved in Crips, others were Bloods. That's why you had to be careful. That's why a lot of them got involved. I mean, like take Rikishi. You ever notice, like on his stomach, he has this long scar that goes down, like mid down, all the way down to his belly button.
mm-hmm.
In his youth, he was like, because in high school they were involved in gangs, and he got hit in a drive-by.
Oh wow.
That's how he got that big scar in down his abdomen. That's when they had to open him up and just get the bullets out of him. He survived, but then
Yeah,
afterwards he changed his life and became, especially with the birth of his first oldest kids, and he decided to go into wrestling after that, turn his life
mm-hmm.
around. But of course, like if people forget, the Tonga Kid, TK, that's or Sam Fatu, that is Rikishi's fraternal twin brother.
Yeah, Eddie,
He got
yeah.
into the business sooner.
I'm not gonna.
People might remember him in the early '80s with Haku as the Islanders.
Oh, okay, yeah. Um,
That's mhm.
Another funny story. Taker was talking about how Yokozuna set him for real. Like, man, get off me! Like
What?
he did the bonsai drop and set on him for real. And he's like, yo, get off me! He's like, because they were somewhere in California wrestling in one of the Samoan areas, and
How
the
so?
crowd was encouraging Yoko to slap him real hard. So Taker was just moving because Taker's quick. He just moves around the ring trying to wear Yokozuna down. He's like Marcus, slow down now. Then when he went to the bonsai drop, he said on him for real. He's like, you done yet? He's like, yo, get off me.
Man, Taker and Godfather, they have some stories where
Yeah.
there have been times where they've got into fights with one another over hats, over
Yeah.
watches. One of the wildest.
There's that famous story where they got stuck in the snow.
Yeah, man. You think that was bad? Tim White, the late referee.
Mm-hmm.
He had a bar up in Delaware, I think. Is it in Delaware? In Massachusetts? No, it's in Massachusetts, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime he needs to have the place renovated, he would have the guys over, and they have a scene where a bar brawl would break out.
I believe it.
Yeah, JBL and Ron Simmons, they talked about that. They were like, sometimes he would have a scene, and we'd be like, yeah, we could destroy everything here. All right, cool. Little we know that he was gonna renovate the following night. So, motherfucker, you just had us do some were you had us as the wrecking crew for free? Well, at least we got some beers out of it. Free
Oh,
beers, that is.
by the way, shout out to Ron Simmons. I totally agree with Mark Henry. Said that if there's a definition of a grown man in the dictionary, there's a picture of Ron Simmons right there. That's
I remember that.
that's a grown man right there.
If you looked at Ron Simmons, he looked at you like, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? Nothing. You better be not looking at. You better be looking at nothing.
Yeah, that ain't no
You know,
good.
one time, you know what? One time I want to see Ron Simmons come back, make an appearance on a live show, right?
Mm-hmm.
On
Damn.
Raw. No. Not like that. He's gonna use that catchphrase. But I just want somebody just to look at Samantha, like Samantha Irvin. Then they come to they get out of the ring, they come to ringside to one of the front row seats and see Ron and say, Ron, how you best describe a woman that fine? Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you gotta admit she's fine. Samantha Irvin, the ring announcer.
I'm still trying to find that video Mark was talking about where he kicked the shit out of what's that dude's name?
Ahmed Johnson.
Yeah, Ahmed Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I want to see that because Mark said that was a sell, and all the boys in the back were looking to see how badly he was gonna get his ass kicked. I'm like, damn.
Oh man, this was a house show. Definitely at a house show. This had to be at a house show.
Yeah, it
But
was probably at a
man,
house show because he said it was like he was like what it was a mauling. I'm like,
had to
damn.
be because for Ron, because they were just pissed off at each other. I don't know, just Ahmed
Well,
just got too
Ahmed
big headed,
injured him,
huh?
and he was out for like 5 or 6 months.
Oh
That's
yeah,
why he got his ass kicked.
they were. The kidney thing and everything. I remember, and at one point, remember when Ahmed joined the New Nation with
Mm-hmm.
Godfather's Kama and they were at D-Lo and everything,
Oh yeah, this one
and then
Godfather was still Kyle Mustafa. Yeah.
yeah, I remember. Oh, that was a good time. But especially when you had them, DOA, Los Boricuas,
Mm-hmm.
our Foundation, DX, all these factions. But it got ugly because seems like him and Ron, Ahmed Johnson, they couldn't get to work. They couldn't work together. They
Mm-hmm.
got rid of him, replaced him with The Rock. Then they brought in Mark Henry. Then this was just, and then when Mark Henry joined, it was just before the '98 Royal Rumble. That's when Stone Cold was going around hitting everybody with a stunner because he thought there was somebody was out to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was wild. Thank God I got the WWE Network up here. I can still watch all that shit.
Oh, what you got? Peacock?
No, I don't have Peacock. I have the actual WWE Network. Those of us outside of outside of North America, we
Oh,
still have the WWE Network.
oh, okay.
Instead of $9.99, it's like $12.99 over here though
Mm.
a month. So it was worth it. Still worth it. I'm just great. I'm just grateful I got that, but I don't fuck with any other stream services. I don't fuck with Amazon or whatchamacallit, Apple,
Yeah,
HBO got that.
I fuck with Paramount because I'm a Trekkie.
Fair enough. I got HBO on a good, it's good, and I got it on a sweet deal.
Mm-hmm.
So
I got Paramount Prime and Disney Plus.
I got Disney Plus I got Disney Plus, but I got that on a package deal.
Mm-hmm.
They work with one of the local streaming services here, and
Yeah.
I got that without any extra charge, so I'm enjoying that shit as much as possible. But
Yeah.
I remember, but there's two streaming services you might want to take a look into. One's called Curiosity Stream. The other is Magellan TV. They both about science, technology, history, and shit like that. Educational stuff, straight up.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah. I just.
Curiosity Stream, Magellan TV. Look them up.
Mhm.
Might get some
I'm about
good documentaries. I found some
yeah,
there. I
what?
found a couple about cybersecurity and such.
Yeah, I got an early birthday present. 2K was on sale, so I bought NBA 2K for like $20.
All right, all right.
The
Oh,
current one.
yeah.
I was like, shit,
Oh,
I
as we
gotta take
say,
that deal.
well, happy birthday to you, or as we say in Norwegian, gratulerer med dagen. Congratulations on your big day.
Mhm.
So I'm sure it's like, so I'm sure it's gonna be probably gonna have a lot of fun. Wait a minute, you Xbox, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I remember there was this funny clip I saw. It was an animated. It was some kind of animated. Whatchamacallit. It was an animated little short clip,
Mhm.
about 5 minutes long. It was a sea battle between two ships, like in something out of something out of Commander and Master and Commander.
Mhm.
Only it was one. It was one in the shape of a PlayStation 3, the other in the shape of an Xbox 360.
Oh wow.
Pretty comedic if you get the joke and everything.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Well, Neymar, I'm about to shut down.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. We gotta shut that down. Yeah, this was fun chopping it up. Have a lot of politics, but we gotta light this up. This is a
Yeah,
lot
we
of.
lighted it up a bit.
Yeah,
But
you
thank
got
you
Butthurt
everybody
Blues, but
for
let's not forget we also got Rancid Reds as well.
mhm. Thanks everybody for coming through. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace. Yo, this is AB Media 83. Want to support the channel? Hit the Cash App. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification so you can be notified the next time I upload a live stream or video. And always remember, keep it grinding, keep it pushing, keep it moving. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace.